Hi folks, and welcome to Tree Stand Buddies Game On. I'm your host Nate Cline. This week I get to do some hunting in Ohio with my brother for turkeys. Then I'm going to stay on the same piece of property and chase some of those big Ohio whitetails. Get ready, because Tree Stand Buddies Game On starts right now.
Tree Stand Buddies Game On is brought to you by the Tree Stand Buddy, the tree stand hanging system that's coming to a tree near you. Wild Dale's Booner Builder, build your invisible food plot today. Extreme Sighting Solutions, let Extreme Sights be the solution to your sighting problems. High Country Archery, celebrating 30 years of archery excellence. Invite Team Extreme Food Plots, make them thrive 365. Bush in a Bag, your personal ground concealment system. True Fire Releases and Broadheads. Products more archers trust. Kicks Industries, Get on Target. And Walnut Grove, makers of the Booger. Products have been provided by these fine sponsors.
My past couple years turkey hunting is my favorite. I love the turkey hunt, but the past couple years, they've got the best of me.
My brother has just been having a couple of rough years turkey hunting, and I'd already killed a bird, so it was my day to just film him. I took him out to one of those spots where I know I've got tons of wildlife around this field. I've got Booner Builder sprayed around it. I've got invite fat racks, so it's just one of those spots where there's tons of wildlife.
We come up on this field, glassed it. I've seen a gobbler and two hens out there.
There's at least one strutting out there, and we couldn't really tell what the other two were, and I don't think he really cared what the other two were. As long as we had one with a beard, he was ready to roll.
Looks like a pretty old one there. Definitely a nice one. Let's go back and see if we got any trail cam pictures of that deer. I love turkey hunting. You find all kinds of stuff. Mushrooms, deer.
This is one of those spots where I keep very close tabs on all my deer, and when he kicks this shed, I've never seen that deer, so I'm kind of excited that there's another buck that possibly moved into this area.
See these birds out in the field. There's a highway right behind us, kind of masking our noises. We come around this hillside. Hopefully we can get around on the side they're on, get set up in the field. Let them come right out to us. Let's get around here.
We decided not to call. They're already headed our way, so put the game calls in the pocket and decided just let the turkeys come.
Come up around the edge of the field there, and there was an old washing machine there. And hey, why not use what you got? So we set up. I crawled right up behind that washing machine to get set up.
And I'm trying to film these turkeys. We got Jesse leaning up against it's a washing machine or something out there, and I'm up on a rise in the ground, and there's tons of brush in front of us. So we're trying to communicate, and we've got turkeys about 10 yards from us, and I'm trying to tell him that I barely got the turkey's head. I don't have much of his body, a little bit of footage, and I know that he's not gonna not pull the trigger on this hunt. He's gonna try to kill something with a beard.
I can't hardly see. The only thing I see is a couple bushes in front of me. I get a little hole that I can see through and shoot through.
When we saw the red, white, and blue head, I wasn't gonna put the brakes on him. I said, just kill it. Kill him. He pulls the trigger, and it drops. I mean, that gobbled thunder, I've never seen a turkey get hammered so fast. I mean, this turkey had a blood trail. This was such a good shot that he puts on this turkey.
I look up and I can see that gobbler and two hens flying out through the field. Where did Jake come from? I don't know. Shorty sweet, huh? And I had to shoot the Jake.
Put a hurting on him.
That's what you get when it's 12 yards. I tell you, It's been a long couple seasons for me. I don't even know what to say.
Say thanks for leaving me the long beard. We are having some fun turkey hunting now, and when we come back, I'm going to see if I can't get on that long beard that my brother left me. And don't forget, later in the show, we're going to introduce you to a product that you've never seen before, and it's something really cool that you're going to like. Stay tuned.
This is the Tree Stand Buddy, the easiest, safest way ever to hang your stand. With the receiver on the tree and the bracket on the stand, simply slide your stand into place. Attach the tree stand strap. You never carry your stand up the tree. Tree Stand Buddy works on virtually any hang-on stand. I put a receiver in every tree I hunt and take my stand with me.
It's that easy.
Learn more at treestandbuddy.com.
Wild Dale's Booner Builder is a new one-of-a-kind product that will help you keep and route deer where you want them. With as little as 2 applications, you can turn native wood browse into a more healthy and nutritious food source that deer crave. Not a sweet treat, mineral, fertilizer, or attractant, Booner Builder works within the plant itself to increase sugar production and total health of the plant, thus making it more desirable to wildlife. Now, for the first time, you can create browsing routes that lead directly to your stand without anyone else knowing about the honey hole you've secretly created. Bring that nocturnal buck you've been after right to your stand during daylight hours with Wild Dale's Booner Builder.
Extreme Sighting Solutions is new this season with the Terminator. We use the strongest CNC machine aircraft-grade aluminum available. We're bow hunters, and we know exactly what your equipment goes through each season. Our sights are durable, lightweight, and bright. Our pins are looking at 24 inches of some of the brightest fiber optic material on the market today, giving you the visibility you need to make those tough shots count, even in low light conditions. The new Terminator by Extreme Sighting Solutions just put one more advantage in your favor. Let Extreme Sights be the solution to all your sighting problems.
This is the last day of a 4-day hunt. We saw a giant here last night. Here we go. You on him? Wait, your blade's out. What? The blade popped off the dang horn again. You just blew it.
Make the switch to a mechanical broadhead you can count on. The True Fire Switchblade. Blades are easily reset. No O-rings. Guaranteed not to pre-open in flight.
Man, I'm making the switch.
The True Fire Switchblade.
After Jess shot that Jake in that field, I videoed that longbeard flying off. So in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, I'm sliding back in here in about a week. And turkey season has been so wet and rainy. By the end of it, we got a little break in the weather. So on my very last day to hunt, I slid back in there and knew where that bird was roosted and gave it a shot.
Got a bird roosted right here in the tree. I mean, it can't be 70, 75 yards. We're in Ohio, and it's my last morning to hunt, so let's get set up on it.
He was gobbling right on the edge of a gas line that I had Booner Builder sprayed on. So this bird, this is why he was in that area. He knew where that the plants were that he liked to eat. And his hens had been meeting him in that area, obviously. So a good roost hunt, the bird starts gobbling on his own, and I sat down and I did not call until he hit the ground. But when he hit the ground, I yelped a couple of times and I clucked to him, and it was on. He worked his way right up the power line, and my cameraman's with me, and it's one of those things where as soon as I saw that bird crest that power line in full strut, I looked at him. It's my last day to hunt. I've got this Ohio turkey right where I want him, but let's take a break from the show for a minute and check out this week's In the Scope.
Folks, welcome to this week's In the Scope. I'm Rich, this is Jesse. We're going to talk about a couple of products we've been using on the show. And Jesse, why don't you tell us what you got there?
Well, for the past couple years, we've been with the Invite food plot systems, and I'll tell you what, it's the easiest thing to use. Bust the dirt up, throw the seed down, little fertilizer here and there, and you're ready to go.
And the most important thing, it's holding deer on your property.
Oh, absolutely.
It's an awesome food plot, and it keeps deer on your property and off the neighbor's property.
Yep, we've had neighbors that planted food plots, and we're actually drawing them back to ours with the new seed that they got. And
exactly.
It's good. And we also got fat racks. Summertime, put it out. It's basically all the minerals the deer needs right in the bucket.
And they tear this stuff up, especially when they're starting to develop their horns. But make sure you check your game laws, because this is a bait. So, you know, not a lot of states allow baiting. So make sure you check your game laws before you put the minerals down.
Well, Rich, tell me a little bit about your...
Well, perfect transition from that to this. This is Wild Dale's Booner Builder. It naturally enhances native browse. It's irresistible, and what it does is you can funnel deer directly under your stand. You can bring deer to your food plot by just spraying this on a native browse, using the native browse to funnel deer under your stand. And it's unresistible. It's an invisible food plot, but it is not a bait. So that's about it. That's it for this week, and check us out next week in the scope.
Check out Invite Team Extreme at invitefpf.com and Booner Builder at boonerbuilder.com to learn more about both these products. Now let's go back to Ohio and an early morning hunt under a dark canopy of leaves. See if I can close the deal on this turkey. As soon as I saw that bird crest that power line in full strut, I looked at him. It's my last day to hunt. I'm not stretching any footage on a turkey on my last day to hunt, but I will stretch the distance that my Kicks Goblin Thunder will knock a head off. When I saw the bird in clear shot, I asked my cameraman if he had him, and it was about 50 yards. I stretched it out. Like I said, last day, last hunt I was going to have in Ohio, and I knew it was a mature turkey because I'd watched it fly away when Jesse shot the other one. So I take my shot. The bird folded up, and the chase was on, because now I got to run over the hill and get my turkey before he gets in a pond.
I'm a little out of breath. Chase this thing over the hill. There's a swamp. I didn't want to get to that swamp. But we came in here early. The bird pitched down right on this gas line, and it couldn't have been more perfect. I didn't call to him too much until he hit the ground. Checked him a couple times, and then shut up on him. Came up here and checked this out. That Goblin Thunder, that Kicks Goblin Thunder choke I got on the end of this gun, stretched it out there. I'd say every bit of 50, 55 yards. But it's my last day to hunt.
Now, this was such a cool turkey hunt because I got to spend time with my brother, and we got to do two different kinds of hunting. We got around his turkey, we got to call mine in. Now after the break, we're going to stay on the same piece of property. I'm going to chase a big Ohio whitetail that, let me tell you, it was not camera shot. And don't forget about that product we were telling you about. We're going to introduce you to something you've never seen before, but I promise you, you're not going to want to live without it. We'll be back.
The Tree Stand Buddy is the tree stand hunter's new best friend. The bracket mounts directly to your favorite fixed position tree stand using the bolts provided. The base then straps to the tree, and you simply hoist your stand up and slide it on the base for a quick, ready-to-hunt stand.
Boy, is this thing sturdy.
Put up extra bases and use your comfortable fixed position stand with the mobility of a climber.
Man, I love hanging the bases for these tree stand buddies. Makes for such a safe and easy way to hang my stands.
The Tree Stand Buddy is changing the way you think about hanging your stands, and it's coming to a tree near you.
This portion of the show is brought to you by Game On Game Calls and the Green Thunder.
My deer seasons start early in the summer. I keep tabs on my deer all season long, but early in the summer, when the bone starts to grow, that's when I start to figure out which deer I'm going to hunt for that fall.
Every season, deer season, he'd get out there and he'd scout just about every day. He'd have his cameras out, he'd putting corn piles out, the fat racks, and it was a challenge for him.
When you're doing hunting videos, you want something that I can't call it a sure thing because hunting's not a sure thing, but you want the best chances that you've got of killing a deer. And I'd been videotaping this deer in the summertime coming out in this field. Had a mineral sight out, fat racks from Invite, and this is one of those bucks that he loved this stuff.
Every animal on that place, he could probably tell you a story. He even has a couple names for each of the deer.
One of my favorite weeks to hunt in Ohio is that opening week. Ours comes in the last weekend in September. So, and that last weekend, I am out there, rain, shine, whatever it is, because I know that in about a week and a half, those bucks are going to change their patterns. It's time to take a break and introduce you to a revolutionary product that I know you're going to love. It's time for this week's Power Play Moment. Welcome to this week's Booner Builder Power Play Moment of the Week. I'm with Wild Dale Denman, and we, over the next 13 weeks, are going to explain a product to you that you've never seen before. It's like nothing else that's out there. It's called Booner Builder. Dale, the first thing we have to do is teach people maybe what it isn't. What this product is not is it's not a bait, it's not a sweet treat. Help us understand what this is.
It's actually a plant antioxidant. Give it a healthier root system. which allows it to actually have a lot better flow in the plant of its nutrients, so it's able to move more nutrients up and down, so you're going to get a higher quality of growth and regrowth after the deer eat it, but you're going to have at the same time have a higher quality of fruit, nut, berry, leaf, stem, okay, and it's going to stay to a younger state longer, and it's going to let off a healthier fragrance and plant growth pheromones that the plant actually releases, stating its health to the deer.
So Booner Builder is going to have a ton of different uses. What we're going to get you started on is how you as a hunter can take this product and increase your odds exponentially in the woods. One of the things that you've taught me that it does is it holds wildlife on your property. How is it just keeping deer and turkeys right where you want them?
Well, it's actually building a lot more successful route for them. So they're incorporating it, because a deer will normally feed only 1/3 of the plant while it's growing. Offset of leaves, as the nutrients go down, the wildlife will follow it down. But you got to remember all the seeds and stuff that it's producing, what actually your turkey and stuff are looking for. And it's a higher quality of grasses.
You can actually map out, walk through the woods where you want your bucks to start browsing, and they're going to follow right where you've walked, and you've proved that.
Yeah, time after time. Once you build them areas for them does and them bucks to stay in, they can actually stay in those areas, and you're going to pull them to where you want to bring them.
So we've got a game plan laid out over the next 13 weeks where we're going to show you how to get this thing started. A property owner is going to need this stuff. Farmers are using applications for this. Farmers are actually keeping deer out of their fields by keeping this in the wooded areas, and that's reducing crop damage.
Right.
And go ahead.
That way you actually can route them around that field by just incorporating a little bit of the edge of the crop back to the native plants and browse, and lead them around the field, because they'll know that that little bit of crop that you sprayed, like your soybeans or wheat, will actually, the deer identify that that's the best there is, and they'll stay eating the exact same plants and readjust on the native browse plants and work themselves around.
So what we're going to do is wrap it up for this week, but next week we're going to tell you how to take your property, incorporate Booner Builder, make it more successful for deer, reduce crop damage if that's what you want to do, and make it just a more exciting place to be in the woods. So that's it for this week's Booner Builder Power Play moment, and we'll see you next week. This stuff is amazing. You can also go to facebook.com and look up Wild Dale. Send him a message. Go to facebook.com/Booner Builder, and Dale will be able to answer all your questions and keep you updated on how to apply Booner Builder to your property. Now let's get back to the show.
Any night I get off after work, we'd go climb the stand.
We're watching out where the bucks came from the night before, and on the next night, a coyote comes from the exact opposite direction. So I grabbed the camera and tell Jesse to grab his high country, because he's coming directly into Jess.
I practice a lot with my bow, and 40 yards, just like, I do that in my sleep. But this coyote was a challenge for me. I drew back, I settled in, I released, and I don't know what happened. He took off out through the field, and my arrow's still sitting there.
Shot right to the right of him. He's facing straight at me, right this time.
Stay with us. When we come back, I get my shot at that big 9-point right here on Tree Stand Buddies Game On.
Take year-round management to the next level with Invite Extreme Wildlife Systems.
Invite Extreme Wildlife Systems has everything you need to attract more wildlife and grow bigger bucks.
Quality seed blends, liquid fertilizers, herbicide, highly nutritious minerals.
You put your deer on the Invite system, you'll see the results.
Allows your property to hold more deer and better deer, as well as more wildlife in general. Use Invite's complete line and you won't regret it.
Make them thrive 365.
Hunters, are you tired of dropping your equipment and having to pack up your tree stand to retrieve it? Walnut Grove is proud to introduce a new solution to an old problem, the booger. You may be fooled by its looks, but its performance will amaze you. The Booger by Walnut Grove Hunting Products.
This portion of the show is brought to you by the Tree Stand Buddy.
Coming to a tree near you. Find us on treestandbuddy.com and Facebook.
Welcome back to Tree Stand Buddies Game On, where I've been trying to close the deal on a big buck that I've been watching all summer long. Let's see if I can make it happen.
Talk to her really
as it turns out, it was a blessing in disguise that I missed that thing, because next thing I know, I hear my brother. There he is. He's coming.
About 20 minutes later, right before dark, in the exact same place this coyote came from, my 9-point steps out in the woods. And it's awesome. I mean, it's one of those rainy nights. The buck comes out in the field, shakes his head, trying to shake the water off of his body, and he starts working his way to us. And I'm thinking in my head, I've already blown it once with this deer. Something's gonna go wrong. Something's gotta happen. The buck comes in about 40 yards, and there are a couple leaves in the tree that are concealing me and Jesse.
There's one branch in my way, and what you know, that deer stepped right in there.
I see Jesse as my cameraman. He's got a shoulder-mounted camera. He stands up to get a better view. Now, to me, that means I'm getting something I need right now. He stands up like he's on him. I draw my bow back, and normally we communicate really well. Are you on him? Are you on him? But Jesse and I, a lot of times, don't even have to say that. And I'm thinking, I'm drawing. I've already seen him stand up. I know he's on him. I crack the trigger.
Big dog. I just told you. I said, something's about to happen. Something just happened.
To hunt the way we do, to have a camera in the stand and everything to come down perfect, it's such a challenge. How do you explain that to somebody that's done countless hours of homework trying to kill this deer? How do you break the news to them that the moment of truth, it's a bust?
You're gonna kill me. No. Huh?
You're gonna kill me.
Why?
I was in the area, I couldn't get on him.
Oh. You were on him?
I followed him clear in, but the branches in my way. I told you no twice.
I couldn't hear you. We're hunting close to this highway, and there's a little bit of road noise. You got him coming in, right?
Oh yeah.
Shot, my elevation's perfect. I feel like I'm at the back of the 8 ring though, on like a...
Hey, he had a big thump to him in that area.
Yeah, it did.
Hey.
I can't believe it's finally.
Happy birthday, Aaron.
I wanted to shoot him on my birthday, but I'll take him on the 5th. My birthday's tomorrow.
Well, we just got out of our tree stand. We actually got the night shot mode on because it's dark and we're gonna leave him lay. We were only 12, 14 feet in the air, and that doesn't happen in Ohio. Not very often anyway. So we had our bush in the bags on, and that's the only thing that's been saving us the past 10 days hunting this spot, 9 or 10 days, whatever it is. So we're gonna back out and pick him up in the morning. We're gonna take a look at the footage tonight, and I'm not gonna get any sleep. But I got a lot of phone calls to make, so try in the morning.
We get out there and start looking, and the rain had washed away the blood trail. The deer he moved from the wood patch we were in, and I hear Adam and Jeremy Kelch over the hill going, "We got your deer, we got your deer."
Where's he at? Come on, you're killing me. Ah! Yes! Yes! Oh my. The coyotes did get to him, didn't they?
A little bit.
Shot was right where I thought. Holy smokes.
Here, they have your book.
Set it right here on him. Jeez. He's a pig. And he's stiff. It got cold last night. Wow. What a beautiful deer. Came in at last light. Gave me a nice shot at about 45 yards.
Now, wasn't that a fun hunt? And none of it could have been made possible without my tree stand buddy bracket. The tree I was hunting out of, Jesse and I were sitting on tree stand buddies. This is an awesome product. Over the next 13 weeks, we're also going to show you how to use this thing, what it is, and why exactly you need it to stay safer and to allow you to be in the woods longer to kill more deer. It's going to do it for this week. We'll see you next week as we go to New York, Rich Hart's hunting some turkeys, and then we'll be in West Virginia bow hunting with Robbie Gilbert. We'll see you then.
Tree Stand Buddy's Game On has been brought to you by Tree Stand Buddy at treestandbuddy.com. Wild Dale's Booner Builder at boonerbuilder.com. Extreme Sighting Solutions at extremesights.com. High Country Archery at highcountryarchery.com. Invite Team Extreme Food Plots at invitefpf.com. Bush in a Bag at bushnabag.com. TrueFire releases in broadheads at truefire.com. Kicks Industries at kicks-ind.com. Game On Game Calls at OutdoorInsightsTV.com, and Walnut Grove at WalnutGroveHunting.com. Products have been provided by these fine sponsors. Tree Stand Buddies Game On has been an Outdoor Insights television production. Find us online at OutdoorInsightsTV.com or on Facebook and Twitter.
It's rained almost every day, so we're in our 3rd week. We've only got 4 weeks, so it was time to pull a trigger.
It's like hunting Seattle.
If anybody's watching in Seattle, we'd love to come hunt with you.
Yeah.
Let's call Robbie and tell me he shot a Jake.
Oh. I'm going to apologize now.